Alright, so Forza Horizon 5 just dropped on PlayStation recently, and I've always been a massive Forza fan because the driving mechanics in it are extremely easy, and it's probably the most unrealistic car game out there. But this makes it pretty much fun for anyone, and seeing as I'm a professional racist as previously depicted in my Gran Turismo 7 performance from a while back, I thought I'd give this game a shot at platinuming today. I did also purchase the Deluxe Ultra Soul Selling Edition so I could play it 2 days early in hopes of getting one of the first platinums, so I did indeed stare at that timer and watched it count down from 1 hour to releasing without doing anything else. And I'm very proud to say that I was the first person ever to get into Forza Horizon 5 on the PlayStation, and any of their claims are false. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Forza Horizon 5 has a total of 165 trophies, including the Platinum. But to get the Platinum trophy, you only need to do the main game, which consists of 54 trophies total. However, if you guys want to see me die inside and get 100% on Forza Horizon 5, then get this video to 10,005 likes, and I'll do it. Anyways, there really isn't any stages to getting the Platinum on Forza because it's not a game where you can really miss anything for the most part, aside from a few seasonal trophies that I have no clue existed and we'll touch on later. But to begin with, we're just gonna have fun with the trophies because this game is one of the most fun games I've ever played. I absolutely love car games and cars in general, so Forza really is like a wet dream for me, and I did bust. But the game opens up with you first selecting a name to go by because they love giving us nicknames in Forza instead of just addressing us as the player. So I chose a classic and just went by Dude today. I could have gone as Chump or Cat, but those really didn't edge me to finish like Dude managed to do. But then you get a very cinematic intro cutscene showing off the new location of the Festival of Horizon being in Mexico this time. Back in Horizon 4, they had it set inside of Great Britain, and boy oh boy did we drop some hours on that for no good reason at all. Shout out to the maidenless Its Ilusion of 2019. Anyways, after the cinematics, you do get to play and you just start doing races immediately through various cars getting dropped out of planes because they can 100% survive a drop that far and totally not snap into little bits. This game is about as real as my AI girlfriend is. But the first race in this game was with a Ford Bronco down a mountain, which is cool, I guess. However, the one right after it was with the classic baby C8 Corvette. I'm gonna come, I'm not kidding. I absolutely love Corvettes if you can't tell. The American sports car, for Christ's sake. I also did feel real-life pain when I drove it through this dust cloud. The car is cooked, bro. It's cooked. Have fun starting it after turning it off with all that dust fucking its insides like an underground OnlyFans creator. But after the Corvette sequence, there was 2 more, having us drive a Porsche through the jungle, and finally a Mercedes to finish it off, speeding into the festival. Boy oh boy do I hope there isn't any toddlers walking that track right now. With that then popped the first trophy of the day for finishing the intro. And you get segued immediately into character creation. And for today, my inspiration was not to make myself in this game like I usually do, but instead I chose to go for a disabled man with robotic limbs so I could maybe get a handicap bonus and have other racers feel bad considering my racing game skills are questionable at best. And personally, I think I look drippy as shit. Ain't nobody else rocking blue limbs with that much confidence. Usually if they are, it's a medical condition. Anyways, there's then some more yapping about the festival, how it works, but basically Forza Horizon 5 is all about a made-up festival called the Horizon, and it's split into multiple different classes like street racing, which is a segment of it, or the Wilds, which is considered off-road racing. And they basically touch every aspect of racing in this game besides planes and bikes. For some reason, Forza never touches those. It's kind of odd at this point. Also boats, I forgot about that one.
Let me drive the boat.
But then you do also get to select your first car of the game, and obviously I picked the Vet. Only a absolute psychopath or someone trying to be different picks any other car here. In addition to that, you also get to put a license plate on it, and I threw up the Platinum plate in honor of my gorgeous profile. Such a high number. I actually heard the higher it goes, the less female interaction it signifies, so that's awesome. But I then did the first real race or event of the game store, you could say, and you get a trophy just from doing it. The race was also very easy, and you can make this game super hard by putting everything on unbeatable, but only insane people play like that. So here's that trophy once I did finish. And I actually then just went and peeked around in my settings and menus to see what was all in there. Ultimately, I found out that I had a ton of cars given to me from the early access bundle, and they all added up to give me a manufacturer bonus and another trophy pop into the books. But then I did just get back to racing for a while, and the nature of this Forza gameplay is to pretty much just do any and all new events that pop up to get accolade points that then unlock more new events to do, and it's just a cycle. But it's so much fun, I don't even know how to describe it. If you don't like racing and car games though, it might not be as enjoyable, but you're just weird, I'm sorry. And I would end up getting another trophy on the next event I did because it was a race event specifically. A race event is literally just what it's called. You simply race on a paved road, to be accurate. Usually in a circuit, but not always. But after that, I would actually get thrown into a Horizon arcade event on complete accident because I just spawned inside of the giant ass pink circle it has, and the countdown was nearly out. So I participated in a Horizon arcade event, and due to it being 1 or 2 a.m. on release night of early access for Forza Horizon 5, there was absolutely nobody else inside of it. And if you aren't aware what the Horizon arcade is, it's basically just a bunch of random stunts you have to do to get points and pass levels of the arcade. But if you're all alone, it's literally impossible to finish by yourself, and that's not a joke. However, you do get a trophy just from participating, so here's that popping. I then did some more racing because a professional racist like myself has got to practice the art form. And ultimately, I would unlock my first house of the game after some more. Houses in this game, by the way, do actually provide benefits aside from just fast travel and spawn locations, but just getting one gives you another trophy. And I had also unlocked enough accolade points to purchase an expansion of a division in the festival, and I bought one for the road racing scene, which popped me another trophy. And this was actually the official event to build the outpost in general, which must be completed for a trophy, and also to get a real location for the scene of racing to take place at. But for this one, I had us actually not do much road racing, which was kind of odd considering it's for the road racing scene. And instead, we just drove this dope-ass car through a half-formed tornado weather disaster, so that's fun. We really were just looking like South Carolina out here, but that's a sensitive subject still. And once you do race away and out of the storm into brighter skies, you finish the event, and I got a trophy from setting up the Apex Series playlist, or just road racing. And yes, I then did just begin to do road racing. It's the easiest and also my favorite in the game if you couldn't tell. I then began a Horizon Tour event because I saw it was a trophy, and you just have to complete one for the trophy to pop. A Horizon Tour, by the way, is basically just another race, but you're joined by real players and AI at the same time. We are also just going to ignore my placement. I might have clipped the fuck out of a wall at the start and never recovered. It truly does not matter though, the trophy still pop regardless. I then bought a car also because I'm rich and I got another trophy added onto my collection. Was it the cheapest car in the game, you might ask? There's a slight possibility, yeah. But then I just drove my Corvette more, and it's so goddamn sexy. I just want you all to enjoy its beautiful behind like I am right now. Remember that guy who made love to his car and married it? Yeah, I'd honestly understand if he did this to a shiny red new Corvette, let's be honest. The next trophy I got was also from just rating the tune I put on the Vet and giving it a like, which the game basically shoved into my face, so I felt obliged to. And as you could probably tell, I was just grinding out the race series because it's the easiest one and also the best one. I reached the finale of it, which also gives you a trophy just for unlocking that, so that's fun. However, the finale of the racing series, called the Colossus, is the longest race of the entire game. It took me around 26 minutes of pure racing to finish. I also set the drive avatars to pro difficulty or something, so I was low-key getting my ass railed the entire time. It's safe to say this is the longest time I've ever fucked, and that's on God. And I was also just going through the trophy list at the moment to get done with any easy-ass trophies because I was beginning to get tired from playing all night long. So the next one I did was another simple play any type trophy. However, this time it was on an event lab creation which was done by another player, and these are simply just races with whatever the creator chose, but most are super organic and nothing crazy. So here's that trophy once I did complete it. I then began to expand the horizon even more into another venue of racing for once, the Wilds, which is the off-road playlist. And as you can see by the event to build it, the thing is very much off-road. Racing on paths so dirty I could have sworn my ex-girlfriend had been here before. God, that was such a dead ex-girlfriend joke, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, I've never even had a girlfriend before. Anyways, the next trophy I got was called Jackpot, and it's from completing a Super 7 event series. The Super 7 is a challenge event of sorts with 7 different events all varying in types, and you just have to win all of them. But they're also all against AI, so it really isn't a challenge per se. However, it is a ton of fun because you do so many unusual events compared to the rest of the game, and I would highly recommend you do it. Simply winning them all, however, will pop you the trophies, so here's that. And before going to bed that night, I then began to just spin the wheel of early onset gambling addiction over and over and over to see if I would win anything good. And I ended up getting a Forza edition car, which is one of the rarest items to get out of a wheel spin. And that was also another trophy pop from getting it. I would then kind of just jerk around the game for another half hour, unsure of what I was really doing with my life. Those late night thoughts really began to creep in. I'm in my 20s now and I'm still staying up till 4 a.m. playing video games. What am I doing with my life? I started to wonder. But then I spotted a trophy from breaking 500 cactus in the wet season of the game, and it opened my mind up like a bullet in the brain. Seasons, I questioned. What are seasons? I had no clue that Forza Horizon 5 had differing seasons of the game, and upon discovering what they are and the trophies tied to them, my heart broke more than it did from that one girl in fall 2 years ago. Forza Horizon 5, in layman terms, has seasons and cycles of this game's online functions that alter every month, week, and day, with differing challenges, events, rewards, and trophies all tied to them, with one requiring you to complete every single activity in an entire series, which spans more than a month, having new seasons every week and new events, challenges, etc. Now, I'm a busy guy, so I try to just ignore that and hope to find a workaround, but before that, I went back to breaking cactuses and then to bed. However, upon waking up the next day, I fear the nightmare lived on, and I was still breaking cactuses to get that dumbass trophy. But then I really did start to study what this whole seasonal bullshit is, and you literally do have to play every single day for a month straight trying to get every activity done. There is also no trophy tracker or help to tell you if you're doing it right, so I was just utterly confused when I started to attempt this, and it's sad. I love this game, but goddamn, ain't nobody got time for a month-long trophy, let's be real here. So instead of doing that, I just went and did some more fun trophies to enjoy my bleeding time on this game today. The first one I got was from receiving a manufacturer bonus from a car card collection with over 25 cards inside of it. And this may sound hard or expensive, but you can just buy card vouchers for like 10 bucks and then use those to purchase all the cards needed, which is exactly what I did to get this trophy pop right here. I then just took a photo of that AMG Mercedes that the game had us drive originally for another trophy, and I also loaded up this event lab creation that allows you to snap a photo for a trophy right away at the start of it, which was nice because I had no idea where to do that one to begin with. I also replayed that Apex series setup event because you have to snap a photo during it for yet again another weather/location trophy pop. And on that same event, if you go for all the accolades, you can get 3 trophies in one event. First, for just setting up this beacon thing within the event, which is kind of weird that as a trophy because it's not even required to progress the game. But then once you do all the optional events in the race for accolades, you get 2 more trophies after finishing it. First for one of the optional things again, and then for doing every single optional request, which is very odd. I'm not gonna lie, that one event had like 5 trophies on it. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, I then got a trophy from building another outpost, that being the Baja outpost this time, which has you simulate the Baja Blast creation. And I also sent some random person a gift, but it was my shittiest car I had. I love you, random person who got that. I then built the Horizon Rush outpost for another trophy, and I finally won every showcase event in the game, which is a trophy that makes 0 sense because it's referring to the setup events for each outpost, but it only counts 4 out of the 5, so I'm honestly lost, Forza. You've broken my heart today. But it was still a trophy pop. And speaking of showcases, I built the street race one after that for another trophy. I then won the Goliath race, which was yet again another very long race, much like the Colossus, but still a trophy. And I also won 6 races on unbeatable difficulty. Shout out to Event Lab for that one. And finally, I managed to reach max level in Forza Horizon 5 for that final story trophy called Hall of Famer. I then shit my pants and deleted Forza from my console because I'm not playing it for a month straight to get 1 bronze trophy. But if you guys want to see that shit, then 10,005 likes and I'll do it.